Hello YouTube, it's that guy 781 coming at you with another pistol review. This time we're gonna take a switch and move away from the revolver shot a little bit, go back to semi-automatics. And today we have a treat, and I'm really digging this gun. I'm telling you that right now. As you can tell, it is the beautiful. Yeah, I know. People say they're blocky, ugly, but you know, for some reason they're just beautiful to me. It's the Springfield XD 45 ACP Compact. The gun is safety checked. Nothing in the magazine, nothing in the firearm itself. Alright, let's go on and get into the review, shall we? Alright, first off, let's go with the price. Normally the XDs are usually priced around $500. I've seen as much as $600. A little bit more depending if you get the XDM with the night sights, depending on what what kind of model you get and how you want it done. So they're actually in the neighborhood price of Glocks. Not really touching that far on SIGs, and they are more pricier than like guns like the Ruger SR9. Now, so the price, I wouldn't say it's really affordable with the economy and the state in which it's in, but it's really definitely going to consider saving up for. And it's something you may want to look into if you kind of like the Glock, but you want a bit more safety features. And I was a dedicated Glock fan. I still do like Glocks. I actually plan on getting another Glock, possibly a 19 or 17, but I got this purchased at Office in one, and I was just like, wow, after I took it to the range, and we'll get into that as well. So the price, $500–600 ish. The weight on the compact is 29 ounces, and I believe that's going to be with the standard magazine. Now, have no fear, we'll take out the one bullet in this magazine. This magazine's empty. I'm just going to stick it in the gun. So there you have it. That's the what it would look like in its 29-ounce form with the magazine unloaded. The magazines it comes with are that comes with two 10-round magazines and one 13-round magazine as well. Magazine, the 13-rounder fits pretty nice with this sleeve on it. Some guns look a little bit goofy when you actually add the sleeve. I personally don't think that looks goofy at all. I think it looks pretty streamlined, and it also gives you that full grip, and also gives you the full capacity of the standard XD45, not the XD45M. However, 13 rounds of 45 ACP ought to get the job done. Hey, 10 rounds of 45 ACP should get the job done, and that's obviously what this pistol is chambered in. Now, you know the caliber, you know the magazine capacity, so you can use. I've heard they have high cap, like higher capacity magazines. I personally haven't been shopping for any, so I can't really attest to that too much. Let's go with the pros on the gun. Pros on the gun is, first we'll go with the capacity. I think 10 or 13 rounds is adequate, especially in the 45 ACP cartridge. The pro is the weight. I actually like the weight. I feel it's a little balanced. Some people say they're a little top heavy, but that actually, I enjoy it. I didn't felt that the gun was giving me that much issue with the recoil. I do like the finish. The finish is actually fairly good. I actually kind of rubbed this on another gun. I didn't even put this in a case. When I take it, I just threw it in my range bag with another gun, and it kind of wore a little mark there, but I don't care. I mean, I don't buy guns to look pretty. I buy them to shoot and for fun and, you know, recreation, maybe one day competition, and God forbid have to save my life with it. But so that's another thing I like. I do like the finish. I also do like, I'm not one of the people normally to actually go off and hang stuff from their guns. I don't normally do like you know, lights or whatnot. I actually ordered this light for another project I got going on, which is actually trying to build a quote-unquote tactical training light, super lightweight 22. Currently experimenting with that. But the accessory rail is a great option on a pistol. Let's see if we can get this on here while I'm on camera. Don't have to stop and then go to something else. But I probably ain't able to get it on right now just because I'm on camera. There we go. But the rail does function great. And it actually, this light's supposed to be used for full-size pistols and rifles. and it actually fits fairly nice on the Springfield there, as you can clearly see, and it doesn't look too shabby for a $30 light. So I actually do like the rail. I do like having that option, even though I normally wouldn't hang stuff from the pistol. It's just not something I normally do, but for others it's definitely great. Another plus on this firearm is the true ambidextrous mag release. The fact that if you're right or left-handed and you can release this magazine without too much issue is awesome. I also prefer the square trigger guard over the rounded trigger guards. We're seeing more square trigger guards anyway, and for most manufacturers when it comes to their quote-unquote tactical semi-automatics, or I'm not even sure which one to call them these days, but you're seeing more square trigger guards from the semi-automatics. Another thing I do like is the grip angle. I do like the grip angle. That's awesome. I do like the checkering up here and in the back. That works great for me. I do like the 3-dot sights. It's very it's just a sighting system that's used a lot. It's used we'll just speak on the guns I have now. It's on my Beretta, it's on my Kel-Tec, it's on my Walther P22. It's just the 3-dot sighting system is proven, it works, and thus is why it's so common. Alright, some other things I do like, and now this is going to be based on, for me, some people may not like this. I do like the fact that they kind of adopted the Glock trigger style safety. I believe it's called like a safe action trigger, where that little middle portion of the trigger has to be depressed for the firearm to go off. Another thing I do like is the grip safety. Some people say that's unnecessary, but it's just good to have that peace of mind on if I drop this and it's like this is not going to go off. Granted, it shouldn't go off because it's a modern day firearm and it's not, it's not poorly made, so that shouldn't be an issue. But just to have that extra peace of mind, I do enjoy it. Another pro on the gun is the loaded chamber indicator. If you can see on top there, when the round is actually chambered, that little indicator pops up, but it doesn't pop up that far. It only pops up just a little bit, and I actually think that's a great thing. It's in my opinion, is way better than like the Ruger SR9. The Ruger SR9, when there's a round loaded, it has the same style of loaded chamber indicator, but it pops up a bit higher and the bar is like really long. It's just very awkward. If I chose to, I wouldn't carry a Ruger SR9, partly because of that reason, is that their loaded chamber indicator pops up really high. So this one's very low key. It doesn't pop up that high, so it doesn't. You don't have to worry about it snagging on stuff, and it just works very well for the design that they implemented. Next up is I believe this is called the cocked indicator, or correct me if I'm wrong. I'm having a brain fart right now as to what exactly it's called, but this is basically letting you know that the gun has the ability to have the trigger be pulled and a round go off, because it's not a loaded chamber indicator because there's no round in here, but it's just letting you know that the gun is cocked and can be fired. And when you actually depress the trigger, that little dot you see back there actually disappears, goes away, to let you know that the gun is no longer cocked. And so that's another plus. Another thing is I haven't disassembled it yet. I'll be honest with you guys. I took it to the range, shot it, was so excited I came back and made a video. So I haven't disassembled it yet for cleaning or anything like that. So I really can't comment on that, but I've seen videos on it and it looks fairly easy. The controls are nice and big, so they're really easy to use. And you don't have any lever safeties, which I don't like lever safeties at all. It also has the serrations on the front and on the rear, so if you need to pull the slide back up there, you can, or you can choose to pull it back from the rear. So you got options. That's another great thing. I think that's going to be it as far as the great options. Honestly, it's a hard pistol to argue with as far as what's functional, what's good, what's not good. So I'm truly digging it right now. I'll tell you that much. The only really gripe that I have and it's not even function related or anything like that. It actually has to do with the magazines. I just do not like the magazine. The magazines function flawlessly. Don't get me wrong. What I don't like about the magazine is actually how shiny they are. Because in the situation, if someone was in my house or like if I was in any quote-unquote tactical situation, we'll just say tactical because I'm not going to go through all the scenarios. But if I don't want to be seen and I try to reload this flashing magazine, you're like going to see it disappear into the gun. You're going to know I'm loading. If you can see me, I mean, obviously it'd be a lot faster than that, but I just don't like the shiny magazine. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not too big on shiny objects. The only shiny object I like is my wedding ring. So that's really my only gripe with it. Now, I'm not the best shot in the world. I'm going to show you some of the groupings I had, and this is at 10 yards. Like I said, I'm not the best. I am by far not the best, and I am also very cheap. So I print out my targets, and there you go. This one actually, the target was hanging like this. I shoot down into the left consistently because I'm still getting used to the firearm. But to me, that's an acceptable group for a defensive scenario. That's only about 4 or 5 inches, but it's like almost in a straight diagonal line. But you know, this being an 8.5 inch by 11 inch piece of paper, that's still a kill shot. That's still in the torso. Same consistency here. Same shot pattern. I'll see what happens is I'll start shooting downward, lower, and then I'll gradually work my way up. But see, that's the only problem there. Same thing here. Start down here, gradually work my way up. Well, there you go. And guess what? This gun actually functions great even with cheap ammo. I'm using Tula ammo. I buy this stuff like crazy. I buy this in 380, 9mm, 45, 223. I buy Tula ammo like crazy because it's cheap and it's good practice ammo. But every round fired great, and every round cycled perfectly through this gun. So no complaints at all with the Tula ammo, with these magazines and this firearm. So this is definitely a great gun to consider. Would I recommend it? Heck yeah. Would I recommend it over certain other firearms in the same price category though? That's another question. When I compare it to, like, let's say the Glock. Some people will go for the Glock, some people go for the XD. Personally, I like them both. I have no problem owning both of them. But I can see why someone would want to go for the XD. Maybe the XD is for a more, someone, I don't want to say inept or anything like that, or maybe it's not for like the, for me, a Glock is more of a straight up fighting pistol. It's very straightforward. The only safety I have is the trigger, the safe action trigger safety, and your finger and your brain. With this, I mean, you actually get that grip safety, which gives you a little bit more safety. It also has the loaded chamber indicator, the cocked indicator. So it gives you a bit more options than the Glock. I'll tell you that right now. You get more options with the XD with the Glock. It pains me to say it, but it does. If you want a true fighting, if you want a Glock, get a Glock. But if you're new to firearms, I'd say look into both of them because you may be surprised at what you find. For example, the Glocks don't have the forward serrations for pulling back the slide from the front, which, I mean, in some cases, I mean, I can see how that can be used. Some will argue that, you know, I never do that. But everything depends on what the situation dictates. But there you have it. Would I get it over a Glock? I'd put them both in the same category. I'd be happy with either one. Would I get it over like a Ruger SR9? Yeah. Would I get it over a Taurus? Hell yeah. What's some other guns out there? Would I get it over a SIG? Probably not, because SIG's more of a specialized platform. SIGs aren't the same. You know, they have exposed hammers, with, you know, decockers and all that. SIGs to me are a slightly different beast, and they're not in the same price category. But I'll put this in the same category as a Glock. I definitely consider that and a Glock. I wish I had more pistol combinations that I can offer, but those are the only ones that I'm thinking about that are in the same category that I put it in. And actually, you get more when you purchase the Springfield XD and XDMs than you would when you get a Glock. You get mag holders, you get a holster, and I think you get a total of 3 magazines. You just get a lot for your money. So with that said, this has been That Guy 781. Definitely, if you're looking at a Glock, look into the Springfield XD series of pistols as well, and vice versa, because Glocks are a force to be reckoned with. Don't let anyone tell you different. So, like I said, this is That Guy 781 signing out. I appreciate everyone for watching.